Today was supposed to be some Wizard X220 footage. That's not going to happen. It rained all night last night. Plus, I have an issue with my battery charger. Not sure what's wrong with it. Got a hold of the manufacturer. Gonna wait and see, hear back from them, see what's going on. Worst case scenario, I'll go buy one here in a couple of days along with some new lipos for it. And in the meantime, I'm just going to take my Hubsan X4 Desire out and get some flight time in today because I am bored and got nothing else going on for now. Now that I've got some dry clothes on from that awesome downpour we got caught in, I'm going to get on to it and show you guys the X220 Wizard PIDs on Betaflight and show you how to adjust those and everything else. I first want to go over how to get Betaflight. It's in Google Chrome. It's just an app. You download it. It's this icon right here. Pretty simple to get to. Double click it. It's going to pull up. I've already got my quad plugged into the computer via USB cable. So we're going to go ahead and just connect it. You can set it to auto connect from the very beginning. But this is what first pulls up on Betaflight. Let's go over the few things here on this first screen. On the very top, you're going to have the ability to calibrate your accelerometer. Go ahead and click it. Make sure that the quad is flat. Make sure it's not moving, that type of thing. Over here, it's going to show you what the computer thinks the quad is doing. Also, it's going to give you a quick photo of the quad here. It's showing the left side because I've got the quad angled left in order to hook up the USB port. All right, going down, you've got your ports. You can pull up the configuration for the Wizard X220. We do have to change the yaw. That is very important because that board sits in there sideways in order for the USB port to point out. You've got to change it in Betaflight 270 degrees in order to get the boards, the flight control, things like that, to know that the flight control is sideways and not facing forward. Otherwise, your quad's not going to do a whole lot. You do want to turn off motor stop. It comes stock with it on. Motor stop is on the top right over here. Turn it on. Make sure it's off. The only other real big thing on here that we need to change, or that I changed, is the battery voltage monitoring. I went ahead and turned it on, set my settings, and then over here for the gyro and PID, I bumped both of those to 4 kilohertz. Make sure you know what it is your transmitter, receiver, your board, things like that can all handle. I do know that the ready to fly version and the almost ready to fly version of the Wizard both can handle the 4 kilohertz when they are hooked up to a FlySky FSI6. All right, the PID tuning, the real thing that I actually needed to change today and that I wanted to show you guys how to adjust since it is so rainy out. Right now, I've got the RC rates adjusted to 30. I had already turned them down from where they were when I tried to fly it yesterday. Yesterday they were clear up at 1.5, I believe. So we can readjust those back. And if you look there on the right hand side of the screen, you can see the graph change as we do it. That is how I had them set yesterday. Sorry about that. Had them set to 1.5 yesterday. Pretty simple. I didn't mean to turn them down all the way to 30. That's crazy in my opinion. I just want going to go back down to 1. What that is doing is adjusting how quickly the quad is going to pitch and roll when you move the gimbal. So if you move that right stick all the way to the right, it is going to nice and easy curve all the way over. Now you can adjust that so you can have a whole bunch of play, and then just have it spin real quick here at the end. I would much rather have it be just gradually, but it's really up to you. Remember to save that down in the bottom right corner.
Just 1 second. Coffee is the nectar of the gods.
All right. Also on Betaflight, you have got your receiver that you can test out. I don't actually have my receiver out here. I don't need it to adjust my PIDs. I didn't bring it, so I'm not going to show you guys that. I will go over everything in another video with you, but it allows you to make sure that your receiver is working and that the switches are actually working properly. So if you assign a arm switch, in my case it's auxiliary 1, I can make sure that auxiliary 1 or my arm switch is working. And you set all that up right here. Auxiliary 1, that's my arm switch. So when I can control what band that switch is operating. Also, you can control the different modes, depending on what type of quad you are flying. You've got everything from head-free, horizon flight. You can turn the beeper on if you want. You can change the FPV angle from your controller. I've got a failsafe set up on mine as well, so if for some reason I just need to kill the power, I can actually just shut the quad down versus disarming it. Just an additional backup for me. That really is a quick overview of Betaflight. I do want to show you guys one more thing before we get out of here. This is for motor testing. As you can see, I still have the props on my quad. I'm not going to fire it up with the props on it in the house, inside of any building for that matter. If you're going to do any type of motor testing, you should take the props off of it. Right over here on the right hand side, it even states that in Betaflight, make sure that you take the props off. You have to click the I understand, and then it gives you the ability to adjust and make sure that all of your motors are working properly. You can use the master switch, or you can run individual motors to make sure they're turning the right direction, make sure they're working in case you have any problems. And right up here at the top of the screen, that running bar is going to show you a constant live feed as you adjust those motors. Pretty simple. Pretty easy to use. I had no idea what I was doing when I first looked at it. I've been playing with it for just a couple of days now and have had no problems. That is all I have for Betaflight. That's all I've got for you guys today. Thanks for watching the video, guys. I will get you some actual footage of this wizard.
As we all now know, I'm a terrible planner. The weather didn't cooperate at all today. Wanted to fly the Wizard X220. Couldn't do that because of some technical difficulties with the battery charger. Tried to get some flight time in with my Hubsan because I had nothing else going on today. That didn't work because of the weather, but I got to go show you guys a little bit about Betaflight. So it worked out in the end, I guess. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more FPV related content. And as always, happy flying.